What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sugarside Podcast. I'm Tré, and that handsome devil in the Red Sox hat over there is Garrett. Welcome.
You
It's
had
another
to mention
Wednesday.
the hat right away.
Of course I did. It's
Well,
baseball playoff season.
I'm not wearing this for baseball, motherfucker. Survivor just started. The newest season of Survivor just started, and this is my once a year Boston Rob hat that I wear for Survivor.
So I did need to bring up the hat. Obviously, I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I guess so. But yes, season 49 of Survivor just started. My wife and I have seen every single season twice. And we're big Survivor fans over here. Yep, I'm very excited. The next episode is tonight. It's funny that our recording days are Wednesdays, because that means that I'm always going to be looking forward to Survivor for the next couple of weeks, baby.
That's awesome. If any of you guys are Survivor fans in the comments, let's talk down below. Obviously, Garrett will have something to talk about. So I think that'll be fun.
Listeners out there, my wife and I like to play a game after the first episode of the season. We secretly pick 3 people that we think would make it to the top 3 at the end of the show. And then at the end of the show, we reveal who we picked. And last season, I had one of my finalists make it all the way through. And I was like, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good pick. How many people start on the show at the beginning of the show?
An excellent question. I don't know. Enough.
Enough that it's a crazy pick to finish top 3 off the first episode.
Yeah, definitely have to go off the first episode, which is sometimes detrimental because, like, some people don't get a favorable edit for a while. So for the first episode, there are some people where it's like, did they say anything? And so you don't, but I made some of those picks last year where I threw in someone in the first episode that did nothing, and then they made it pretty far.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's all about, you gotta know how to read people, Tré. If I can do this watching Survivor, just imagine what I could do playing it.
Just imagine, if only.
Get me on the show, Jeff. Look at me. Look at right here. This is my audition tape. Jeff Probst, put me on Survivor.
All 49 seasons or 48 seasons twice, Jeff. That's a fan.
Jeff.
He deserves
Twice,
to be
Jeff.
there. He deserves to be there.
I like the show, Jeff. I feel like for the next couple of weeks while Survivor runs, I should just throw out some, like, what do you think about that, Jeff?
The more you reference it, you might actually get called to be on the show. I'm down. I'm down to throw that in for the next few weeks.
What's it going to take to convince you to also be watching Survivor as it comes out this season with me so that we can maybe talk about it more on the show? Because I would love to talk about Survivor.
What does it air on?
Well, we watch it live on Wednesday nights on Fubo, but
does it stream like
the next day? It comes out the next day, so Thursdays on Paramount Plus.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I could potentially do that. My wife and I are currently watching Dancing with the Stars and the newest season of The Golden Bachelor. And
have we talked about our history with reality TV yet?
Not at all. Not a word.
Oh,
actually.
That's wild. Actually, we got to save a segment for that coming up. If it wasn't already so off topic, but like me and Tré, we really fuck with reality TV.
We really, really love reality TV. And we married the right people to be lovers of reality TV 1000%. So that will definitely be a segment in the coming episodes. Listeners out there who are into reality TV, keep an eye out for that one because
give us
a good one.
Throw out what your favorite reality TV shows are, and odds are we have a take on it. So
definitely, yeah.
Let us know. Let's talk in the comments. That would be fun. So, but Tré, that's for a future day.
It sure
right
is.
Now, I'm going to let you introduce this segment, and I think you know which one we're starting with.
I have to if I'm the one doing it. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, you introduce this segment, and the whole time you introduce the segment, I'm gonna sit here like this, okay? So you go ahead.
that's fine. I'm cool with that. Okay, I need to start this with a preface. I need to preface this by saying that I am new to this fandom. I have no authority to speak within this fandom, and I understand the seriousness that comes with being in this fandom. And I am talking about none other than the believers of the world. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I was introduced
There's
into
no
this
way
fandom.
you consider yourself a part of the fandom. Do you actually? You're a believer now?
I married the number one Justin Bieber fan on the face of the planet in history. And if anybody disagrees with that, you're going to lose that battle. She knows ball. Okay. That's right off the top. She knows ball. Don't question that. But I felt it was impossible not to bring up the fact that he's headlining Coachella this year, Bieberchella Nation, stand up. And being who my wife is, I had no choice in getting us tickets for said music festival. So we will be there in April to see him. And honestly, even being as new of a fan as I am, I really am excited from a music lover perspective to see his resurgence into music, separate from Scooter Braun, similar to the Taylor Swift situation that went down a few years ago. The new LP that he dropped is his first independent music that he owns 100% on his own. He just had his first son, or his wife just had their first child. And it just feels like a really cool resurgence of someone who's been in our lives for a long time, whether you hate him or love him. He's been around for forever. And I'm excited to see what he does with this opportunity as kind of a fresh start. And so, in celebration of that, Garrett being the resounding fan that he is, clearly by his facial expressions, I had him listen to 6 songs off of his new 2 LPs, or double-sided LP, Swag 1 and Swag 2. I split it in half. I did my personal top 3 from each one, and there's a little meaning between, or for some of the ones I had him listen to. Obviously, I think the project in entirety is 44 songs, so you can't really sum it up in 6 songs, but I chose 6 songs. Hopefully you guys
Oh, I
like my
can
picks.
sum it up in 6 songs.
And today's first segment is going to be Garrett reacting to them and his response to listening to them, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. So, buddy, whatever order you want to start in, let's get it going. What are you thinking?
I feel like maybe I need to give a little bit of my music background, which is that I've listened to the same songs for 25 years. I have the Led Zeppelin tattooed symbols on me. Like, Led Zeppelin's the greatest band of all time, by the way. Come at me. I'm wearing. I tried to go as far in the other direction as possible. I was like, I'm going to show my Led Zeppelin tattoos. I've got my Pink Floyd shirt on. This is art. This is music. But no, I'm not the music guy. I'm the movie guy. So I don't know. What was the last thing that I even thought? When was the last time I even thought about Justin Bieber? Because he lives so far out of my head that I don't know. He could have been dead this whole time, and I would be like, "Oh, news to me." Um, Despacito, maybe. Like, is that the last time I've thought about Justin Bieber?
Oh,
Um,
Despacito, that was that like 2016? When was the remix of Despacito? That was a long time ago. That was
See,
a
I don't
really
know.
long
See,
time
that's
ago.
I'm putting like a mark on me for my knowledge. I don't know when that came out. I just know that's probably the last time that I heard or cared or thought about Justin Bieber. So
Yeah.
when you brought this up to me, I definitely was not down because I mean, first of all, Justin Bieber, the impact that this man had on middle school haircuts is that is more exponentially impactful than his music. I can't
Mm.
the amount of swoosh cuts that happened back in 2006, 7, whatever. Uh, he ruined fashion. Okay, my head is huge. I can't pull off that hairstyle, and everyone tried. So yeah,
Who are you
that's an
telling? I
embarrassing
have
moment.
curly hair.
Well,
Keep
okay,
crying.
that's probably
I'd have
hard
to
for you.
straighten my hair to do that. What, what, what do
I
you mean?
I would pay big, big money to see you with a Justin Bieber haircut.
No, no.
Yeah,
And you know what?
big money.
You know what? I also lived through those middle school days, and it was annoying at the time to see the amount of guys who just wanted girls to like them, and so they copied the haircut, and it worked on top of that, which was even more annoying. However, I do tip my hat to him and his marketing team in his evolution over the years because he's always into the cool thing. And part of it is he is the cool thing a lot of times to his fans. But it was the swoosh haircut. Then it was the faded sides comb over. Then he started getting the tattoos. Then he started doing this and that. And it's like throughout the years, how many child stars do you know, especially how young he started, that have kept their stardom this long and was never out of touch with the pulse of culture and society? And I don't really know if that's just him as a person, but it's like anytime he comes back, he's the biggest thing out. And there's so many people who started at the same time as him and they're nowhere to be found or they're cracked out somewhere. And the only videos you see of them is just to make fun of them and laugh at them.
For some reason, you just clicked in my brain when you were like, he's always so cool. I think I remember signing some sort of petition in college to get him deported back to Canada. I'm almost positive that I was a part of that.
That's crazy. But you know what? All attention is good attention, my friend.
Not when it's like a DUI. What did he do? I don't remember. There was something kind of dramatic and almost like crime-ish that like people were like, send him home, get him out of a different country.
I don't remember the details. I remember the time. And you know what, man? If I just got released from Diddy's house, I would probably do something illegal too.
Allegedly.
So, looking back now, you know,
that's a joke. He definitely
he's
did.
just
legally, I think we have to say that.
So crazy. No, but no, there's definitely been ups and downs to who Justin Bieber is in terms of how people see him in this world.
And his career. And I mean, dude, you think about where he started. I remember hyper Christian Justin Bieber that was like, no, I love you, love Jesus, love God. And like it reminds me of that South Park episode with the purity rings and the Jonas Brothers. Like that was the kind of guy that Justin Bieber was when he started. Was like I don't know. They definitely tried to market him as like a little good boy.
Yeah.
and then things when you do that too hard to a kid, man, they're more likely to go completely the opposite direction and do some heinous shit.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of what, to me, why this era is cool is like it feels like, or it seems like it's finally his decision 100% of what he's doing and when he does it. And to know and have been at least witness to all the ups and downs over the years, just even as like a third party observer, it's kind of cool to watch like someone who's only a couple years older than us actually like find himself and come back. And I hope, I hope that it's a cool era in music. And again, as a music lover myself and into all kinds of genres, I just love good music. And regardless of who
you have an odd way of showing it, because I think maybe we should get into the songs.
Okay, so why don't you start with the titles of the songs that I had you listen to, just so the listeners know where we're going to go with this.
Okay, so I had to listen to 6 songs. I think I finished 4 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay, what a start. What a start.
Sorry. When I'm like halfway through a song and I'm like, I get it. I just moved on. Okay, so here in order, ready? And this will be the order that I talk about them as well, okay? Just for consistency's sake. Dad's Love with a Z, because it's too hard to just spell dads normally. Walking Away, Bad Honey, Yukon, Speed Demon, and I Think You're Special. Those are the 6 songs I had to listen to.
Solid picks, if I do say so myself.
Well, it's easy to pat yourself on your own back since you chose them. So here we go. I'll start with Dad's Love, but I feel like maybe because I'm not the music guy, maybe you should talk about it first, and see if that changes my opinion before I get started. What do you think? Do you want to hear my hot take right away and then you come in with your argument and see if you persuade me one way or the other? Or you want me to just let you go? What do you think?
I think I can go first. I can talk
Okay.
a little bit about it. I probably won't have a ton to say about every song I sent you necessarily, but there'll be a few that I really do, and Dad's Love is one of them.
How?
Dad's Love is obviously
Sorry, that was
really
my email going off.
simple.
I need to mute my other computer.
You're good, you're good. Dad's
Okay.
Love is one of those songs that obviously it's simple. There's not a lot of lyrics to it, there's not a lot of verses to it. For those of you who don't know, and my wife told me this and showed me the video, the drum line in the background is actually a snippet to a YouTube video of Justin when he was 2, I believe, playing that drum line. And it starts with, "My name is Justin, and this is how I drum." And he plays that. And it was clearly just a song that he could show to his son later in life as his son grows up, because he just had his first son, or his wife just had their first child a little over a year ago now. So I thought it was just a cool song that I keep coming back to. Every time it comes on, I don't necessarily switch it off, just because I feel the intention behind it. And I feel like it'll just be like a cool memory for him and his family. And the drum line is a really good one, especially for how young he was. And I think it underscores that these albums were 100% authentic to him. And he's going back to truly where he started in music, which was pretty much his entire life. Way before he was discovered and got famous.
Wow, you put your foot in your mouth for me, because you said he went back to where he started, and you just told me that he started that drum line when he was 2. And let me answer this: you can tell that he was 2. Okay, but you know what? With that song, "Dad's Love," you're right. The drum line is probably the best part of the song, and it reminded me of like a Donkey Kong Country level. Like
Mm,
if you were to go back and listen to it again, it's kind of like that Super Nintendo era of a beat. Like, I could see that being like an underwater level or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Like that's what it
I could see
reminded
that.
me of, was like yeah, Donkey Kong Country. But buddy, he says just the 2 words the whole song. He just says "Dad's love, Dad's love." And I get what you're saying with the intention, 'cause it could be something to show his son later. Is it a son?
Yeah,
Daughter?
yeah.
Okay.
Jack,
Uh,
actually, funny enough.
to show his son later in life. But if that's the case, keep it as its own thing off to the side to show your son later. Don't put it on your album. It's
Fair
the
enough.
best thing I could say about this song was that it was like 2 minutes long. I kept looking at it. I kept looking at the timeline on Spotify, waiting for them to say anything else, or like a little verse or anything, and it was just "Dad's love" the whole time. And I was like, "Okay, so we're definitely halfway through the song now." Like,
It's not coming. That's all you get. That's
um,
all you get.
I like that it's not heavy. It is like, I took a couple of notes to try to like, I looked up who Lil B is because they feature on this song,
Mhm.
and the most I could come up with was, it seems like they're like partly like spiritual and motivational, like kind of in those circles, I guess. Like, and you can kind of feel that in this song, but I don't know. It's a little bit trance-like. It's quick. That's what I liked about it, was that I could finish it and say, "I listened to this song," and then just move on.
Fair enough. Well, to me, song for song, it's probably the weakest out of the 6. I just, especially with your daughter just being born, I thought it was a cool little ode to that as well. So as much as I like the drumline and as much as I like the meaning to him, I also chose it for you specifically as well. Just a little bit.
I mean, it's hard to connect to a 2-minute long song that says 2 words the whole time. Like, I'm like, you can vibe to it, but I'm not gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna cry every time that Dad's Love comes on because I'm a dad." No.
Fair enough. What we got next?
Next is "Walking Away." Let me hear your take.
Walking Away is a song that I really like We Hear It All the Time. It's one of my wife's favorites. And according to
Mhm.
her, I'm not nearly as into or on the side of TikTok and Twitter as the rest of the Belieber nation out there, but she is. And this is apparently one of the most popular ones with the girlies and with his fan base. And I could see why. I think it's a good song. It's not one of my personal favorites or one that I come back to personally, but I don't dislike it at all. I think it's a good one. Um, and I think any song that references his relationship or about his wife, Haley, is a good one. He really takes time with the songs that he makes for her. Um, and especially since he's gotten married, I feel like all the songs about her, as much relationship music as he's made over the years, always kind of stick with you a little bit. So I like that one, and I threw it on there mainly for the believers out there because apparently it's a popular.
Gotcha. So that was one of the things I took away from it, and from a lot of the rest of these songs as well, is that like it seemed like maybe it was just a coincidence that that's the songs that you chose, but it seemed like a major theme on this LP for him is his wife. Um, I am somewhat aware of the drama that went down, and that uh I don't know, his wife seemed like she was causing problems or something. Like I really I don't have my finger on the pulse. I'm kind of talking out of my ass on that part, but like I understand that there was drama in the public eye,
Mm,
and that a lot of these songs seem to be in response to that.
hmm
Um, and so I think an overall compliment that I can give the rest of these songs that are in reference to his wife or drama that happened to them in real life, or, external things out there, is that as a response to those things, I appreciate that Justin Bieber was not angry and defensive, and and that the music wasn't like, go fuck yourself. That instead, the songs, the lyrics, and the vibe in general are, I kind of don't care what you have to say about my relationship with my wife.
mm,
And like, I know that maybe there are flaws with myself that I've had in the past years, but I'm trying to do better.
yeah,
So I appreciated that, like, from at least that outside whatever viewpoint is, that outside the music, sphere viewpoint. Um, that I appreciated that it seems at least that he's trying to come from a positive place with these songs to move forward.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it's funny, there was a couple of memes that went around, a couple of videos that went around of him crashing out on paparazzi, not looking so hot at last year's Coachella, things like that. And funny enough, he has some skits in the first side of this LP with those audios, and it seems like he almost did those on purpose to get people's reaction to it, and then kind of use some of the album to talk about, I'm going through my own human struggles in the public eye, and everyone wants to ask me if I'm okay all the time, as if they're okay all the time. And for whatever reason, it's like he even says in one of the skits, like, it's almost like I have to be okay all the time and they don't, or they have it all together and I don't, and I'm the crazy one. And it's like, I'm just experiencing this world just like you are, marriage and all, and you just happen to see it, type of thing. And so to your point, I think,
My point would be, you're not experiencing things like everyone else. You're a millionaire. Shut up. That's what do you mean, like everyone else? Oh, let me get my 1 second. 1 second. I can look. Ready? If this was Justin Bieber's wallet, for one thing, it wouldn't be falling apart. But for the other thing, he wouldn't be wiping his tears with a $1 bill. He'd have 100, or maybe a couple hundred to wipe his tears. Oh, this is so sad. Oh, my life is hard. Cry me a river. Give me some money.
give me some money. Okay. Okay.
Sorry. That's just me. What do you mean? He's
Oh,
not. I hate that whole argument of like he's just being relatable, all this stuff. He's been a millionaire since he was fucking 12. What?
yeah.
There's nothing relatable about that.
I think the relatable part isn't that he goes through the same things that we do. I think it's more so that he goes through the human
with money.
emotions that we do from different experiences.
All right, maybe I'm an angry old man. Maybe I'm an angry poor man, but I don't care. That's maybe why I don't like music. I'm just like I feel like you guys are all a bunch of like I don't know. It comes across as whining.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely something to be said that we all strive to live lives similar to theirs. And then for them to be there and still be complaining the way that we do, it definitely can come off in a certain type of way. It's also very interesting that, you know, it's that old adage of money doesn't buy happiness either. As much as we need it, it seems like a lot of celebrities feel the same way. And it kind of speaks to, what should our motivations really be in this life outside of just surviving and having the money to do so? Because clearly the life that we want to live or think we want to live isn't always all it's cracked up to be. And I think, I don't know if I would want my life to be in the public eye, even though I'm
Money
starting a
would
podcast.
definitely buy my buy my happiness. I just saw in the theater the other night there was a trailer for like a Keanu Reeves like Aziz movie
Mhm.
coming out, and he's Keanu's playing an angel, and he like gives him a bunch of money, and the one angel in the trailer is like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's like, "I wanted to show him that money doesn't buy happiness." And she goes like, and he goes, "It seems to be solving a lot of his problems."
Oh, that's actually really funny. I'll rephrase. I don't think it's the money anyone questions. I think it's the fame. I think it's everyone
Sure.
so involved in your life and everything that happens and counting every hair in your head and being like, oh my God, he lost one. He must be balding. And like not being able to go into
Now,
public spaces
now
as a normal
there I will
person.
back you up.
Yeah,
There I will totally back you up and say that. But that's what I'm saying is that that's an unrelatable thing for me.
totally.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I'm not being chased around by paparazzi all day, and like, so that's not a problem for me. But I can acknowledge that that would definitely be irritating to me. Like, I like my privacy. I don't like
yeah.
crowds, and if a crowd of people were following me trying to break my privacy, I'd have a problem.
Right. And
So,
then you have one bad moment and internet explodes and is like, he's losing his mind. Put him in the loony bin. Oh my God, Haley must be getting abused. Oh my God, where's the baby? And it's like, bro, I was just trying to go to the grocery store.
yeah,
Like,
I agree. Okay, there I will agree with you, and maybe I don't come across as such a crotchety old man, but I'm just saying that, um, I don't know.
no, I
Where
hear
was
you.
I going with that? I
I
was just
hear
getting
it's
angry.
multifaceted. It's
Yeah,
multifaceted. And the money piece, Justin, please give us some money. Anyway,
yeah.
song
Money,
number
please.
3. Song number 3, what you got?
I have Bad Honey, and I'm pretty sure I didn't finish this one. I got like halfway through, and I was like, um, dude, your wife is gonna hate me after this episode.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
1000%. 1000%. And all that to say, I meant to put this in my preface. So if you've stayed around this long, please listen to me now. I know believers are crazy, and I know you guys are capable of a lot. No addresses in the comments. Leave us alone. It's just our opinions. Okay. It's just our opinions. Garrett's a nice guy. I promise. I should have said this first, but I'm going to say it now. He's a nice man. I've known him a long time. Please let him have his opinions, even if they're negative. It's okay. And Justin will be okay. I
And
promise.
also, I live in Utah, and nothing bad has been happening here at all, so don't worry about it. Just kidding.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Um, let's
No,
see. What did I put down here? Yeah, just is another one of the. I feel like that's what I'm saying is that the themes across all of these. Maybe I'm missing something, but I kept connecting the same things. I was like, it seems like he's trying to acknowledge some growth and maturity when it comes to being a husband and a father, since so much of this is referencing his wife. I mean, more than being a father, I think that like this is definitely all like kind of a big defense of his wife. Like, I love my wife,
mm,
and
mhm.
so I have respect for that. I think, I mean, I wouldn't be writing songs, I'd be writing bullets, but I just, if someone was coming after my wife,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
um,
And I think contextually, you know, being married to who I'm married to now, I probably wouldn't have known this without being in my life. But I do know that over the last 5 years since we've been together, I know that Haley had what's called a TIA or a mini stroke. Justin had a round of Bell's palsy. He had to cancel basically an entire tour. I think he did like a few shows and had to cancel the rest of it. Um, and
I didn't
that
know
was all
that.
over the last few years. And I think health wise, fame wise, everything kind of came to a head. And it was very shortly after they got married. And I think that's kind of where this narrative started in the public eye of how happy are they? Is he
Mhm.
actually in this for the long haul? Is he mentally okay? All this different stuff. And so I think these LPs are really a big comeback in a lot of different ways and a lot of questions, both with him as an artist and personally, to where a lot of the themes of these songs are similar to each other. But I think he just really wanted to nail this in and underscore, like, we're good. And
Yeah.
I love her and I still got this shit. Don't question me again, type of thing. If you're here with me, let's do this thing, type of thing. But to all the haters, I'm still here. I'm still the man. Thank you for making me the biggest release of any male artist on Spotify history.
So, like, in the same breath that I can say that I have respect for what he's going for, in the same breath, I can say, but I don't like the songs. So,
Yeah.
um, like, would I ever listen to these again? No. Um, let's pick this up just a little bit because we're getting pressed for time a little bit on like I said, I mean, I pretty much have similar things written down for the last three. There's Yukon, Speed Demon, and I Think You're Special. The only other note that I have written down for Yukon is he pitched his vocals way up, and so my
Mhm.
note is, man, Justin Bieber is really upset that his balls dropped. He was trying to go back to his roots, like you said, and the only way to do that now is to pitch his voice up because he can't be baby level of Justin Bieber again, you know?
Maybe he's experimenting. I see a lot of people in the comments saying they wanted to sing Baby at Coachella, and I've said it. I don't think he can hit those notes anymore. But maybe with the voice modulator, he could get pretty
Maybe,
close. Maybe. Maybe it was
maybe,
an experiment. Yukon for me, and
maybe,
all.
maybe, maybe, whoa.
You do know the songs. No. Um,
No, the song, that was the big one.
of course. No, it was the biggest one. No, I'll leave it at this because I know we got to move on. Yukon, I just put on here because, and it'll be on your TikTok now because your phone's always listening. But Yukon has been the biggest TikTok hit with the most edits since it came out. And you hear it everywhere all the time. And so I just threw it on there out of popularity more than anything else. And it was the first song that I noticed and liked and kind of got stuck in my head, partially for the voice pitch, just because it sounded different than the rest of them. Um, but yeah, that one was just kind of for fun because everybody loves UConn,
Okay.
and you'll
Well, I
probably hear it
appreciate
now
you,
to exhaustion.
yeah, filling me in on the reference in case I ever stumble upon that. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's a good way to wrap up our Justin Bieber discussion. I really appreciate. I know, like, I wasn't super specific on every single song, but I appreciate you giving me this assignment, even though I was begrudgingly like being moaning and getting dragged through it. I appreciate you making me do it because this is our first music segment and it's not going to be our last.
Definitely not.
Um,
I already
Trey's a
have your next
music guy
assignment in my head.
and he's going to be giving me these assignments every now and then, and so that we can have these music discussions with our audience and not just be um in what we normally do. So it's nice. I mean, we talked about this on episode 1. Our conversations are normally like this, where like it'll be music, movies, TV, anime, all in one phone call, and now we're just trying to break it into segments throughout the show. But yeah, we can't ever just talk about one thing.
No, it's always going somewhere. And I already have your next music assignment right up here. So you'll be hearing about it in the next couple weeks. And you'll like this one better, I promise.
Is it
I
classical
promise, promise.
music?
No, it's not. unfortunately. Fortunately. But anyway, my friend, let's pass the sugar a little bit. We got to move on
Pass
to
the
our next
sugar.
segment. And for you Star Wars fans, it is Star Wars time. I watched episode 4, A New Hope.
This is the second movie in our Star Wars rewatch series.
Sure
if you
is.
missed last week, we watched Rogue One. Make sure you go check that out. It was probably also a good time to say, if you're enjoying the podcast, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. It really helps us out. How many times do you hear that on YouTube channels? It really helps the channel out.
And you know what? We're 4 episodes in, and that's the first time we've said it outside of specific segments. Is it 5? Wow.
This is episode 5, dude.
Let's go, baby. Okay, even better. Yeah. It took us 5 times to say anything.
No, we said something last episode too. You don't even remember our own show.
That's not true. That's not true.
It is true. Clip it.
Clip it.
Yes.
Okay. Episode 4, A New Hope. What do you got for me? Ask us some questions.
What'd you think? This was the first Star Wars to come out. When was the last time you watched A New Hope?
Oh my God. Probably around the same time that you thought about Justin Bieber, if not longer than that. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time.
Okay. All right. So
it might as well have been the first time.
This is a great episode so far. You got to judge me. Now I get to judge you.
Hell yeah.
A New Hope is a perfect movie.
It's really good. Yeah, it was really, really good. Yeah, it was really, really good. I know we talked about the third act in Rogue One last week. You want to talk about a third act? Boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. No, I was sitting on the edge of my couch and I know the ending. I know the ending. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. They set up the tension so beautifully. And the trench run on the Death Star is again in a really great third act of the movie.
It's a really good third act.
Like, I mean, there's so many things that I could quote out of that last little bit. I have you now. Han Solo comes in. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I just, A New Hope makes me giddy. Like, it actually reminds me that I love movies. And that's, oh man, it is crazy that we're starting on such a high note, because in this watch order, we went Rogue One, A New Hope, and we're watching Empire Strikes Back next week. And then we take just a turn, dude. We take such a hard turn. and it's going to be a different kind of episode, like, because right now I feel like people are going to be like, they just love Star Wars. They're just going to say good things the whole time.
No, I'm going to
say good things about the good Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
It just so happens that we're on a little hot streak right now.
I have no skin in this game. I'm being 100% honest, and I'm going to continue to be, and I'm sure there's going to be opinions that aren't going to be good, but that was a damn good movie, dude. You know, my entire childhood, right? Like, I grew up with all of the Star Wars superstars, so to speak. Like, I knew about Luke, I knew about Anakin, I knew about Vader, I knew about all of them. Luke Skywalker's a great MC. He lives up to the hype. He really is. And he gave me he's the perfect nostalgic old school MC. He gives you that Karate Kid Daniel LaRusso feel. Like, you just root for him. And
that's a good pull.
Yeah, the whole time, like, every time he spoke, even though you could tell he was a little nervous, his confidence like really shined through, and he had the best one-liners in the movie. He never let you see him rattled, and it was just a good time. Like, you just found yourself like, go fucking get him. Luke, go get him.
I'm going to disagree with you slightly here.
Sure.
Because I think A New Hope is probably the whiniest version of Luke that we get. How often is he like, we're not going to be able to do that? Or like, because he has to learn to believe.
Right.
And that's what the whole point of the end of the movie is Luke, you turned off your targeting computer. Is everything okay? Use the Force, Luke. And he uses the Force to shoot it in. And like, that's the big character moment for Luke, is finally giving up the doubt that he showed the entire movie.
Yeah. And I think
it's also the youngest we see Luke,
for sure.
So he is supposed to be that like farm boy who feels like he never got to do what he wanted to do. He's always like, I want to go join the rebellion. I want to do this. And his uncle's like, no, you have to work the moisture farm. He's like, but Uncle Owen. So he's whiny because he doesn't feel like he's, living up to that potential. And then even after the adventure starts, it takes him a little bit of time to Like, he goes back to, the moisture farm when Obi-Wan says, "Don't go, it's too dangerous," and his uncle and aunt are already dead.
Mhm.
That's one of the best emotional scenes for Luke in the movie, I think, when he comes and he sees that his aunt and uncle are dead, and then he looks down and the wind, like, I love that. The filmmaking of that movie is so good,
Really good.
which is
Yeah.
crazy because if you ever go back to watch the behind the scenes,
Mhm.
that movie was destined to fail. George Lucas is not a good director.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm just throwing it out there. He's not a good director. He directed the first, A New Hope back in 1977, and his wife saved that movie in the editing room. Like, actually cut it all together and made it a
Wow.
cohesive story because everything that they shot was so all over the place that, like, it's a miracle that the perfect hero's journey movie was made after a, like, conglomeration of dog shit.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know what to do with all this stuff, and his wife came and put it in order and made the movie.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. That's crazy context, and I'm glad you told me that because it really is really well done, and the journey, you feel the emotions throughout the journey. And I think that moment, even though obviously when he got to the trench and he had to lock in and he trusted the Force and turn his computer off, I think that switch flipped in him after the trash shoot. When he got to where he was able to do what he wanted to do, when he got in that room with the rest of the pilots, you saw this confidence flip in him where he's like, everyone's like, no, you can't do that. And he's like, yeah, I can. Easy. He's like,
That's
give
one
me
of
the
my
fucking ship.
favorite bits ever from Family Guy. Have you
Yes.
seen the
Yeah.
Family
Yeah.
Guy
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
where, yeah, it's like, "That's about the size of a womp back home," and it's like,
Can
can
I
I
talk
talk
to
to
you
you
for
for
a
a second?"
quick?
And pulls him over.
Yeah.
"Why'd you gotta, strong dog me in front of the entire group, huh?"
Yeah.
It's
No,
so
it
funny.
was really cool character development to see that when it was time to fly ships and go pew pew, he locked the fuck in. He was ready from the word go, and then he used the Force on top of that. And along with that, I was gonna have a critique about our man Vader in this movie. And by the
Oh,
end of the movie, I had to take it back. And I loved that too.
yeah.
And it's funny, I don't remember the first note I put, but I changed my note because right before or I guess in the beginning of the third act when he kills Obi-Wan, and he lets them escape, my note was something to the effect of like, what's his MO? Like he seems less like Vader in this movie. Like what are you doing? You seem less evil. And then by the end, my note changed to he's pure evil. Like
That's really funny.
because it was like he seemed like he was getting a little soft. And I was like, and I know that Rogue One obviously, um, directorship wise and choreography wise, like it's gonna look better. Right. So like part of it was they just made Vader look really cool because it was 2016 and they had a lot more options of how they can make him kill people and do things and be who he is. But just as a character, to let them escape, and then as things start to hit the fan, pull his sleeves up as the boss and say, I got it. Get my ship ready. And it's like to the very end, he's like, I'm the man. And if you can't get it done, I'm going to get it done better. Let me do it. And he never slipped for a moment. And I was like, dude, he's cold blooded and he's always a step ahead.
I want you to keep that thought in your mind when we get to the prequel movies, um, especially just about Darth Vader and his confidence in a ship. Okay,
Mm.
because like
Mm-hmm.
it's not confidence; it is just actually like blind cockiness, where it's just like, no, I'm
Mm.
actually the best.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Darth Vader in A New Hope. I don't know if you can say that he was getting soft. I think about that scene with Tarkin and the other Imperial officers where the one guy is going, your devotion to your religion, ancient religion, has made you, whatever, and he just
Yeah.
starts choking him.
Yeah. That's always the answer.
And Tarkin's like, Vader, release him. Let's go. And I find your lack of faith disturbing. Is one of the best lines in that movie.
Mm,
He's literally invisibly choking him from across the room and is like, and we talked about Darth Vader's sassiness in Rogue One. Is
yeah.
that not funny? It's funny.
No,
He's
it's
literally
funny.
choking him, being like, do you believe me now?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's like, call it whatever you
uh,
want. I'll kill
yeah.
you. Actually.
I feel like there's just so much that we could talk about with A New Hope. Um, the first character that speaks in Star Wars is C-3PO. What are your feelings on C-3PO and R2-D2 in this movie? Because they are really main characters of this original trilogy. They are very prominent.
C-3PO supremacy was the note I had on C-3PO.
Like, best droid?
So far, yeah. Him and R2, I feel like,
Wow.
are a package deal. I'm not gonna like judge them independently of each other. I feel like they play off of each other a lot, and their relationship is really cool. But I feel like
There's a lot of old comedy there where it's like, oh, you're
yes,
going that way? Well, I'm going this way.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And I just feel like they wrote C-3PO to be the worrywart, but they did it in a really like enjoyable way where you could tell that he was genuinely concerned and genuinely scared, but he always had everybody's best interest in mind. Like he never made them feel less than. He was just like, he was just nervous all the time. And he was just like, guys, like, I don't know if we can do this. But if you ask him to do something, he's like, on it, consider it done, that sort of thing. And I just felt like his old timey sense of humor, like you said, was also really enjoyable. Like I liked his character a lot, and I liked him and R2-D2 together a lot. And obviously,
yes, droid, though. You went back on my boy K2SO so fast.
I just see, and K2SO, like I said last episode, he's a worrywart, but like annoyingly, like he's arrogant about it, where he's like, you're stupid and
That's what I
I'm
like
right
about
and
him.
you need to listen to me. And C-3PO never has that twinge to it.
No, because at the end of the day, he's subservient. Like,
Right.
he would just be like, okay.
Yeah. And
Did
K2SO is
you,
very much like, I could do this without you and I'm just going to watch you die. But like, I have to be here. So like, so be it, I guess.
little fun detail real fast I have in my notes to bring up to you that obviously this is the first Star Wars ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And just this is not Darth Vader's only suit. He changes like the design of the suit in Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Interesting.
So I just wanted to point out that isn't it kind of cool that Rogue One had the attention to detail to recreate this particular suit because it's leading directly into A New Hope.
No,
They were
that's
like,
really cool.
they were like, we have to do it exactly like A New Hope Darth Vader, not Empire Vader, because it has to look continuous. So in A New Hope, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but Darth Vader, the tint of his eyes are red. They're not black. And so in Rogue One, if you were to go back and watch it again, you would see that he's got the red lenses the same way and like all that stuff. Very cool attention to detail. I just wanted to point that out. And now you can, compare the Darth Vader suit from New Hope to Empire. I personally like the Empire one better, so we'll get there when we get there. But
interesting. Okay, I'll definitely make that part of my notes for the next one in comparisons. And then he changes again for Return of the Jedi? Or is it he just changes once and those are the same?
It might just be the once. I'll have to double check myself and see, but I definitely know that it changes between A New Hope and Empire. So
interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I also have in my notes here that last week we talked about how fucking weird CGI Tarkin was in Rogue One. What did you think of real Tarkin?
He's actually a human being. Weird how that works.
We talked about Darth Vader's evil. What do you think about Tarkin's evil, dude? He's evil.
He's evil. He's evil. What did I write? I think I wrote a note.
When he's like, we've got the perfect place to test. Let's go to the princess's home planet and blow it up.
Yeah.
That is, let's kill everyone.
Right. Right. She's like, no, the
So
plans
think
aren't
of the
there.
escalation too. From
The
Rogue
base.
One, they only exploded a city
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
And then so in Rogue One they blow up a city 2 times, and then it cuts to A New Hope, which literally is like the next day, and he blows up a planet. He is not holding back anything.
No, not at all. And I
He's like,
think
we could blow up 5 more planets on the way back to Coruscant.
if you
Like, it's
want.
just on the
Yeah.
way. It'd
Yeah.
be kind of fun.
No, it's so true. And the thing I will say about the villains in these two movies that I've watched so far that I really respect is they are 10 motherfucking toes. They're not figureheads at all. Because there was the scene towards the end where they got the report that that the rebellion was in the trench. And they're like, we found a weakness. Just so you know, I'll get your ship ready. And he goes, on our day of triumph?
Yeah,
And I'm like, dude, fuck yeah.
like he literally just asked him the stupidest question on
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? Like, I'm about to destroy the rebellion.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
yeah,
No,
what do I
it
care
was,
about these flies? We're a moon.
yeah.
Like,
No, and it's so true. Like he was just like, "What are you talking about? Like this is my championship day. I have the cigars and the champagne in the back. Like I'm not going anywhere." And it's
somebody
like,
poured the Gatorade on Conrad.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they so easily could have written him to be the head, but also like, yeah, I need to save myself just in case. Let me know how the mission goes if you make it. And him, Darth Vader, everybody is like, this is what we do, actually.
Uh,
And I'm not
no,
scared of shit.
no, Tarkin is a cold mother effer, dude. And
For sure.
so last week you said, I'm looking forward to seeing him in future movies. And I laughed at you because he dies in this one.
Yes, he
And
does.
so
But he goes out
uh
like a savage.
I really love that his last scene right before it's literally Tarkin cut Death Star explodes.
Mm-hmm.
He's the last thing we see before the Death Star explodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that he doesn't look panicked. He doesn't look like anything's gone wrong or anything. The last shot of Tarkin is him like this. And then it
Yeah.
explodes.
Yeah.
And like, cause he thinks everything's chill.
I
How
also
could they
really
possibly lose?
Right. It's that confidence, right? It's the like, I know the outcome. I'm so sure about it. They're nothing to me. And I also like, and we talked about this in Rogue One as well, um, when they exploded Jeddah or right before. Um, their use of silence is so good. That sound of the guy pulling the lever when they're ready to explode, "Boo," and then nothing, and then Tarkin and explosion is so good because in
Dun
that
dun
moment,
dun dun dun, and then it pauses.
yeah,
I can
yeah.
picture it in my head.
And it's like you're sitting there at the edge of your seat because it's this close and it could truly go either way. And any more noise than what they put in there would have taken away from the moment. And you almost stop breathing at the same time that the sound goes out. It's like that. Even when you know the ending, I knew it was going to happen. And it still
Yeah, a
draws you
little bit of
in
relief.
either way.
Yeah. Goodness, man. I'm trying to think of like Star Wars has to be one of the most quotable movies for me of all time. Like there are lines I say from A New Hope and Empire and everything, but I can think of a ton of lines from A New Hope that I say on a pretty semi-regular basis. Like,
Mm.
that's great, kid. Don't get cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Obi-Wan in this movie is the perfect Jedi. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, and especially in A New Hope, Ben Kenobi. I think it just sets everything up so good of like what it even means to act like a Jedi. Does he
Mm.
yell ever in this movie?
No.
No. Does he look for conflict at every corner? No. He's sneaking around the Death Star using like very minor force tricks on them to just kind of like get through and like whatever. he cuts off that one guy's arm in the bar, like, early in the movie where he's like, "I don't like you either."
Yeah.
Um,
Which, to go back to the Family Guy Star Wars episode, that's one of my favorite scenes from
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
renditions where
Did
Chris
you
says to the
recognize
son,
those characters
"Oh,
in
yeah.
Rogue One? You
Yeah,
see
yeah,
them
yeah.
for a second in
Yeah.
Rogue One? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I just love that scene because or what Family Guy did with it too, because the response of, "You don't even know me." And he's
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, from
and
Chris.
I almost said it. I almost said it when I
And
watched the
while you
real
were
thing.
watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, dude, that's I don't know, that's the thing about Star Wars. Everyone has, um, done a parody of Star
Totally.
Wars at some point. Robot
Yeah.
Chicken, Family Guy, South Park, they've all done it.
They've all done it. Yeah.
And so all those jokes are running through your head while you're watching the actual movie, and, like, I don't know, like, it makes a big melting pot of Star Wars.
Yeah. No, and it was really good. So, in terms of rating
Oh, yeah, let's
and
get to our rating.
in terms of rating, gosh, I've been toying with this in my head.
You put Rogue One at number 3 last week.
I did. Yeah. And, you know, A New Hope's got to be above it. It's got to
Okay,
be.
so are you putting A New Hope in number 3 and moving Rogue One down, or are you putting New Hope in 1 and 2 and keeping Rogue One at 3?
I think I'm going to put A New Hope at 3 and move
Oh.
Rogue One to 4.
Rogue One has been pushed out of the top 3, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that because again, it's kind of the same logic. I know there's at least one Star Wars movie out from what I remember that I think I'll like more than A New Hope, and I could be wrong, but I don't necessarily want that to be my number one just in case. So I think I'm going to save that mentally as my number 2 spot and move Rogue One down because as good as it was and it was a great introduction to the story of Star Wars, A New Hope is better. It just is.
Yeah.
It just
No,
is.
I get into that's why I said when we started this rewatch that I'll get to my list at the end of this rewatch series because they're all pretty much been the same for a long time. But that top 3 spot is a little bit fluid depending on
Mhm.
how I'm feeling around the time of the ranking. But there is a constant battle that I get into at least once a month with my friend, talking about what's better, A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back. So I'm very interested in what your take is when we get to Empire next week.
Yeah.
But it's tough because this is such a straightforward movie, straightforward hero's journey movie that it is pretty hard to argue that it's worse than anything or whatever because it's just that good on its own. Like, and that was the original plan for Star Wars. There were sequels planned. This was just like a movie, and so if you view it
Um,
in that way,
yeah,
you're like, this is a amazing movie on its own.
definitely. Yeah. And you
And
didn't
obviously, it
need,
would
I
become
mean,
what it became.
Rogue One is awesome, and the rest of the series is going to be awesome altogether. But you don't need any of that, obviously.
Yeah,
Like, and it's cool
no,
that as many Star Wars that have come out since then, it really can stand on its own. You don't need any
it really
context at
can.
all.
All right,
That was
Trey.
fun.
Now let's pass the sugar one last time. We
One
got
last time.
we got less than 15 minutes for me to go on a rant, a tirade, if you will. Uh, I like that you keep thinking that we're going to be talking about Silk Song in this last segment, and I just at the last minute switch it on you every single time. The other night, I went to the movies. I saw one battle after another. I wanted to see this movie very bad because Paul. Oh, geez, I should actually like remember his name. I've called him PTA for so long. Paul Thomas Anderson um, is the director. And he is one of my favorite directors of all time. My favorite movie of all time. I guess I might as well spoil this and for everyone now. My favorite movie of all time is There Will Be Blood, and that is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. So when I saw he was releasing a new movie, obviously I was gonna show up for it.
obviously.
I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of people going nuts for this movie. Best movie of the year, they said. Best movie ever made, some people have said. Best movie ever made?
I want to see the movie just off of that. That's a
Fellas.
big claim.
Well, I'm not making that claim.
Let's hear the
I
claim.
did not hate this movie. I did not hate this movie, okay? It's like a 3-hour-long movie where I was never bored, and those are the best kind of movies for me, like, where the pacing is not the problem, right? Like, when pacing is a problem, that means that your movie is boring, I could fall asleep at any moment. Like, I didn't have that problem with this movie. I liked the pacing of it. I was engaged the whole time. I can't complain about the performances. The performances are amazing. Uh, I saw some people saying it's Leo's best performance of all time.
Wow.
That I will disagree with you on. Like, I will disagree with people that this is Leo's best performance. Is it a good performance? Yeah. Best? No. Could I make the argument that this is Sean Penn's best performance? Yeah. Sean Penn was really good in this movie. And I was very surprised because I haven't seen Sean Penn in something in a while because he definitely fell out of the public eye. I don't know. Did you know anything about Sean Penn and his going-ons in life?
No, none at all. The way
He
that
got into
I'm
some issues.
in the way that
So, yeah, I
well,
don't want to
shout out
get too
Sean
much
Penn
into
for the
that, but
comeback.
that's not too much of my review. But this Sean Penn performance was incredible. I loved all of his mannerisms and his little ticks. Like every time that he's like a little bit frustrated, he just like pulls his teeth out like that. His bottom teeth. He just goes, "Let me get this straight." And like it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like that's so weird. I definitely should have pulled up the names of all the actors and actresses because some of these people I have not seen in anything before, and so I'm not going to be able to point them out individually. I sorry, my laptop I closed. But all the performances, his daughter, the wife at the beginning of the movie, the other rebels that helped him along the way, Benicio del Toro. I thought he did really good too. Is it his best performance ever? No. So that's why I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, this is not the best movie ever made, and it's not the best movie of the year. That's the other thing. It's not the best movie of the year. So I didn't really understand where the big positive reaction to this movie came from. I mean, I can get more into it, right? Again, I can't complain about the filmmaking. I can't complain about the directing. It is shot well, it is edited well, it is the music is good, the needle drops are good, like there's so much to not complain about. And then there's the story. And I kind of want to complain about the story. I'm not sure what I was supposed to get away with this movie. Like that really hurts me as a person, okay? I pride myself on being able to draw comparisons or make or like understand what the analogy is, what the metaphor is,
Mm,
or they're commenting on this political group, or like I feel like I have enough of an understanding of the goings on in today's world to be able to understand a movie.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
I'm not sure what I was supposed to learn in this movie,
You
or
got nothing,
like
huh?
I'm not sure what I was supposed to walk away from or gain from this movie, honestly. Maybe I missed something. That hurt to say.
Wow.
Maybe I missed something. Maybe there was something that I didn't get in the movie and it hurts the score for me. But this is not the first time that's happened. I'm a man. I'm a man enough to acknowledge this. This is not the first time that this has happened where I left a movie going like, what was that about? Okay. Uh, but and then you go and you learn more about it. I haven't looked up any video analysis or anything on this movie from other creators or people with their opinions. So I'm interested from you guys. What did you walk away from with this movie? Because for me, I walked away thinking, man, I watched a 3-hour worse version of The Big Lebowski because I love The Big Lebowski.
You know, knowing nothing about this movie and obviously not seeing this movie, That is not what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh, what did you think I was gonna say?
No, just the Big Lebowski bit. I didn't expect that to be the movie comparison. I was not ready
Tell me
for
that,
that.
Leo. If you've seen this movie, I won't get into crazy spoilers or anything, okay? Like, as far as the story goes, I'm gonna keep it vague and just say, like, I'm not sure what I was supposed to gain as a human being. Everyone was talking about this movie like it was profound.
Mm,
And, like I said, his previous work, There Will Be Blood, is incredibly profound to me. I think that movie, I can walk away thinking a billion different things. I tell people when I try to recommend them that movie, I say, this is the best Dracula movie you'll ever see.
yeah.
Because it's that, like, I can pull all of that stuff and be like, no, he is a vampire. Like, when
Yeah.
I'm making these arguments to people, right? It's crazy. I sound like a crazy person. This movie, I'm like, I I'm not sure what I don't get it.
Yeah.
So
And
that's my frustration with it.
I'm sure
But
that,
if
like you
oh, yeah,
said, for
sorry.
someone like you who lives to pull the meaning out of movies, for everybody else to be like, oh my God, so profound. I learned so much. For you to not have anything has to be extra frustrating because you're like, wait a minute, what am I missing?
Yeah, I
What are you
mean,
guys
like,
talking about?
and it feels that way because I kept up the whole time. It's not like I didn't understand what was going on. I could tell you what the plot was, but I can't tell you what I should have gotten out of the plot, like in the bigger picture. The bigger picture. What's the like theme of this movie? What's the goal here? What does he learn? I'm like, I don't know what he learned. Okay? Because he started the movie smoking weed on his couch and he ends the movie smoking weed on his couch. So I don't know. And that's what I'm saying is like he's in his bathrobe the whole movie. He's a stoner loser, like ex-rebel kind of guy. And so that's why I'm making that comparison to Big Lebowski,
Mm,
because he's that kind of a person who gets thrust into an adventure, a little like whatever. But The Big Lebowski is a mystery movie. He's a detective the whole time, and it's actually hilarious watching a stoner loser go through being a detective and stumbling into the answers as he goes. And this movie, I'm like, the whole time, he was just kind of like on the run.
yeah.
And okay, slight spoiler. Slight spoiler, everyone. Slight spoiler. I don't know what the timing was on it, but I would be interested to go back and see how long or how much of this movie Leonardo, the main character, is arrested. I want to know how long was he just in jail? Like doing nothing. like you can't be a participant in the plot if you're sitting in a jail cell. so
Was it really that long?
it felt long. Felt like a long time. It would have been even funnier if it was like 5 years later, like comes up on the screen and he just
I'm
gets like
sorry.
released from prison.
Yeah.
His daughter's dead. Like the whole thing is fucked.
And he's
But
just been
no,
away.
yeah, he's just been
Has
away.
has a few stick and poke tattoos. He's
I
seen some
don't know,
stuff.
man. I like if I had to give this movie like a score, I'd maybe give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Wow. And for people
And that's
saying the best movie ever.
no, I think I would give it like a 6.5 and and for and that's what sucks, right? I just went on about everything I liked about it. But plot and like the meaning behind your movie is so important to me that if it's lost on me, your score goes down. And like if I need to go look up a video analysis and they tell me things that make sense, I'll change my viewpoint and be like, oh no, yeah, that's what this movie is actually about. This is what it's supposed to mean, all that stuff. But I'm gonna stick by my 6.7 or 6.5, sorry, 6.5, because I just did the fucking meme, didn't I? 6.7,
6'7".
6.5,
God, we're old.
6.5. Uh, I'm gonna stick by it because if you need a video analysis telling you what the movie was about and not just the movie itself, then you failed in your goal, dude. You failed in your mission of expressing what you wanted to get out of your movie.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like even not seeing it, that's a fair take to have.
Yeah,
There's always going to
like
be video
if I have to do
analysis.
homework after your movie to
Yeah.
understand your movie, then maybe you could make a more in-your-face movie. Like, I don't think it was subtlety that I missed out on.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing subtle about the movie. Everything's pretty in your face about things. So I'm just like, and that's where I'm like, I don't know where to go from there with it.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that there. I want to hear
Solid
from
rant.
our audience now. Let me know what I was supposed to get from this movie. Please don't call me stupid. I love movies, okay? I could go on and on about movies, and I liked so much of this. That's what's frustrating. Like I said, the acting, the filmmaking, the directing, the editing, like these are all big things for me. But your 3-hour long plot should make me feel something inside.
And it didn't. Yeah, let us know in the comments what we were supposed to get out of this movie or what Garrett was supposed to get out of this movie. And hey, maybe if it sounds good, maybe I'll watch it and
Yeah.
we can come back to it. Maybe we'll rewatch.
Well, if you want Garrett's honest opinion, wait for it to come out on streaming. It's not worth going to the theater. Even seeing it on a big screen, I wouldn't say made anything more spectacular or special than if I just had watched this movie at home. Like yeah.
Good to know. Well, good rant, buddy. That was a good one. I'm glad you got to get that
sorry,
off
I
your
had to
chest.
yell about that for just a second because it's been bugging me since I walked out of the theater. Like, I really wanted to like that movie. I really wanted to. Like, kind of.
Like,
but let me know
you're just
in the
yelling on your way
comments and make sure that you catch us next week for Empire Strikes Back. If you guys enjoyed the podcast today, if you think that you need to stick around just to tell us that you know more than us, leave us a like, leave a comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel out.
It really helps the channel.
Like that every time.
And we're going to end it right there, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I've been Trey. That's been Garrett. And as always, it is a bitter, bitter world out there. You guys stay sweet. I hope this was your sugar craving for the week. We'll catch you guys next time.